of my friends posted that this company was looking for Spanish speakers, and I came. I sent my CV. Uh, then after a while, I received a call, and I got the interview, luckily, and it was very good because I could find the company. I think that actually Byborg found me instead. It was like this destiny thing, you know?
Absolutely. How long ago was that?
Long time ago, I started the company in 2015. So it's going to be 8 years in November.
Wow, that's a long time.
Long, long time. Yes, yes, yes. But I have enjoyed every single day.
And where did you move to Hungary from?
I am originally from Mexico. So I was living in Mexico, and I like languages and, challenges. And Hungarian language is quite challenging. So I took it as a challenge, and I moved to Hungary to learn it because, one of the third most difficult languages in the world. Challenge accepted.
And how is your Hungarian? Are you pretty fluent now?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can communicate with everyone. So maybe I don't speak as correctly as a native speaker, but I can communicate with most of them.
You moved to Hungary and you joined Byborg to basically be Spanish speaking customer service.
Exactly, exactly. So we started a small group of Spanish speakers, and I started training. But of course, after a while, we realized that it was very difficult to get more people. So I stayed because I speak English, I have good customer service, and I stayed in the technical support. So I used to tell the models, could you mind like putting the camera a little bit farther away from you? So the light on your right, is it okay if you put it farther away or closer to you? So that's what I used to do in a daily basis because you know that for Jasmine and in the company is very important that the quality of the image is good.
So that's how you started Byborg. And what has your job and role evolved into now?
I came over to account management as a account manager, and then I started, growing, evolving, learning, and right now I'm the department leader of the account managers.
Talk to me about why it's so important for Jasmine to be so hands-on to make sure that the quality is really good for what their members are going to see.
It's part of the experience. We are selling entertainment in a way, in a big way. I mean, it's the biggest chunk that we are doing. So it's very important to be entertained, to have some quality, to have a pleasant background, a pleasant environment where people can have a conversation, when they can be entertained. So that way it's very important to have a good background, to have good lights, to have a nice sound, because that way the communication and the connection between the people, it's much easier and much stronger. In that case, I usually visit the page to relax, to have some conversation, to just to blow some steam off sometimes. So it's very good to have it like this. It makes it easier.
What it sounds like from what you're saying is that they are willing to really like go out of the way to facilitate this connection between model and member and this enjoyable and pleasant experience.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I mean, it's a part of the whole experience that it has to be the connection. It's like the most important, in my opinion, the communication, the connection that the two people can have. So with this, we are really eager to go out of our way to facilitate, to make sure that this is happening. So all the environment, all the technology, and all the people around, we are working to for this connection to happen, for this connection to be pleasant for the member and for the model as well, of course, because relationships, connections are a two-way street. So if the model is feeling good, she's fine, environment and everything is fine, then of course the member is going to enjoy it too.
100%. You know, just now when you were talking, you used this word that's one of my favorite words a lot, connection. this connection, this relationship between model and member. And now that you've worked with Jasmine for 8 years, I'm sure that you have particular insights into the industry. A lot of people obviously see Jasmine and camming as just sexual and just explicit. But as I'm sure you know very well, there's so much more that happens between model and member. And there's so much more value that's being given to both sides.
Mhm.
I'm curious if there was anything that surprised you once you really got into the business in the industry, that you were shocked that it's this way and not maybe how you originally thought it would be.
Mhm. Yes. Well, many people have a lot of prejudices about the industry, what you were mentioning about being only the sexual part. And I was really surprised that many times the sexual part is one of the last things that we see. Of course, uh, humans, we are attracted to the physical appearance, of course. I mean, for example, if you fall in love with someone, you don't fall in love with the personality because you don't know the person, but we are attracted by the physical appearance. But then what makes the people stay in a relationship, it's the connection. It's actually how the other person makes you feel. And this is happening a lot in Jasmine, that I didn't think that it would be like this. I thought that, okay, the sexual part, that's it. Everybody has fun. But it's not like that. It starts, of course, as a physical attraction, and then they get to know each other. That's where the connection happens. And all of these connections that are done through the page, of course, that are in a virtual way, they can get very strong and they can give a lot of value to both sides. So it's very important, because sometimes the people come here for friends, sometimes they come just to have fun, sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's only for the sex, but it's, I have noticed that it's the least of the times sometimes. So it's very important, the connection, very important to have all of these. I know that I told you that I am very fond of languages. I love languages. And to have a conversation with someone from the other side of the world that can understand you with words, but also like with feelings, it's very important. And this is something that the industry, and this is something that Jasmine is giving to the world, I think.
Very well said. Completely agree. I'm curious, you've been with the company for 8 years. That's a really long time. That's like, it's almost a full decade. What would you say are some of the biggest reasons that you've stayed with this company? What are the things that have kept you for such a long time?
Many things, actually, but mainly, I think that one, the constant challenges, not in a bad way, of course, because this is an industry that is ever changing. So it's evolving, it's changing. Every day there are new things, new trends. It's like social media, like all of these new trends, new challenges that we have. So this is something that I like. This fast-paced, like ever-changing, that we have to adapt very fast to trends, to everything. So I actually love it. I never get bored, of course, because there's something new all the time that I have to adapt and pay attention. So this is one of the reasons. Another of the reasons is because it's uh, it's really good being here. I enjoy a lot because I have learned a lot. I have grown, of course, like massively. I was not this person when I arrived. I was totally different. And what this company has given me has been this trust, this all of these tools that I have to grow myself. So this is another of the reasons that, as we have these constant challenges, these constant changes, then I have also evolve. I need to evolve constantly. And I like that. I am not the same person as I was yesterday. And of course, I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago. I need to evolve. So these are the two parts that I like the most. Of course, uh, it's great working here. I get like feedback from my superiors. We get recognized whenever we have a good job, and whenever don't, of course, we get reasons. It's very good actually. It's as it's ever evolving. It's also very good to have all of these changes, all of this. I don't know. I like the movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, this company is very much so digital and online. And I feel like that is the fastest moving industry. Like every day I open social media or whatever it is, there's something new. You know what I mean? Like now, especially with AI. And so it is true that if you have any type of business online, it should be changing as fast as the industry, if not hopefully faster to be ahead of the industry. I know some people have a hard time sometimes with change, but certain industries require it. And so it sounds like you have the right personality and mentality to adapt. What's that
Thank
saying?
you.
Evolve or die, adapt or die. Like,
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's like the memes, you know. There is a meme in the morning, and then it goes viral. Everybody laughs about it, and if you arrive next day, the meme is completely different, and then nobody else knows what you're talking about if you are late. So ever changing, evolving. So this is what we have to do.
you mentioned that you've learned a lot and you've grown a lot in these 8 years, which is so important. What's one of the biggest lessons you've learned from Byborg in your 8 years?
Mm, It has to do with change. It has to do with letting go. Sometimes many people it's very called into certain things, you know, into certain process, into certain task, into certain feature, but this kind of like fast-paced environment, this constant adaptation, it teaches you to let go, to go with the flow, do your best in whatever you are doing in the moment. So one of the things that I have learned is that you have to live in the moment, and you have to adapt in the moment, do everything in the moment. Maybe tomorrow it's going to be different. So letting go is one of the biggest lessons that I have received from here. I was a very apprehensive person when I arrived. Uh, so it was like a little bit of my routine was changed, and then my work was over. But here I have learned to actually let go. It's not that much. Maybe you had a project and you worked a lot for that project, but at the end of the day, the trend changed, and the project you were working it is no longer like usable. You cannot use it anymore. So you have to let go of that project, even if it means 2 months of work, or I don't know. So it's like, okay, this is done. Let's go to the next thing. This is one of the biggest lessons.
I think that's one of the biggest life lessons anyone can learn, honestly, is to let go and just let things be. People are struggling with this in the world, as we can see, and it shows. But it's really interesting because that life lesson you mentioned, that's like that book. It's an ancient teaching, the Tao by Lao Tzu. It's all about just letting things go, letting things be as they are. So that's incredible that you, like you said, you mentioned, and I want to talk about that. You mentioned that you felt like that Byborg found you and it was like destiny.
Mhm.
Why do you feel that?
Yeah. Well, it has to do with doing, I don't know, doing the right things in the right moment, but without knowing that you are doing it.
Yeah.
So whenever, I mean, I didn't know that I was going to find that advertisement for the job opening exactly that day that I was browsing social media, because maybe I would have been doing something different. Maybe I would have been learning more Hungarian or cooking or going out or something. But specifically that day I was there and I was in the specific group where they shared this. And I, it came to my attention. So if any single thing would have happened differently, I wouldn't be here. I like this concept of serendipia.
Mhm.
It's everything happens for a reason. We don't understand the reason, but it happens for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. What made me think of that is, when you're able to learn these incredible life lessons, like you said, like letting go. I'm sorry, but that is one of the greatest lessons I think a human being can learn. It's so hard to just let things go. I do think, when you're learning what you're meant to learn, it sounds like you are where you're supposed to
I
be.
arrived here and I said, "Thank you very much. This is my place." I think and that's why I have remained here. Actually, I'm really, really thankful with Byborg because all the things I have learned, because all of these 8 years of experiences and ups and downs, that is very good. So it's one of the good things.
You mentioned earlier, and you kind of touched on it again just now, which is that one of the things that has kept you here is that you feel like when you've done a good job, you're rewarded and appreciated for it. And so it's like you feel seen for the good work you've done. And it's true, when people don't feel appreciated, that makes their work sometimes very hard to do or to continue on. So you feel like at Byborg, there's systems in place to recognize good work.
Yes, yes, of course. Everywhere. I mean, in the support, and we in the past, for example, a long time ago when I started, we used to have some recognition every month. You have, like the employee of the month. And the company is always trying to find ways to recognize the employees, either with an event, I don't know, something like that, a gathering, Christmas party. So there is always something, even if it looks small, like celebrating Donut Day. It's something good. I mean, it's something different in your day to day, and it feels appreciated. Like, hey, we got done it. So thank you.
I have noticed that there's a lot at Byborg, there's a lot of these, like you said, like donut day or someone's birthday is really big. Like they're celebrated a lot. I think there's free breakfast. Is that what it is in
Oh
college?
yeah, 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 yeah. We have breakfast in the morning, and it's free. It's very good actually. It has my favorite things and sandwiches, and it's great actually. So I have been talking with some other people, for example, here in Hungary, and they say like, "Wow, but I mean, free breakfast. This is not something that we see every day in my company. They don't do this." And I was like, "Duh, of course, because we have this." So this is just, I feel like it may seem like a small thing for many people, but it's actually a big one because I can come here, I can have breakfast. In the meantime, I can update myself, for example, for the happenings of yesterday with my colleagues. And we create a community during the breakfast. And then it's also like a casual, but it's work. We are working at the end of the day. So during breakfast, most of the times, yeah, we discuss about our lives and things, but we are also discussing what's happening in the office, what is the day having for us. So it's also like I don't know, like a kickoff meeting for the day, just in a casual way. And then we can start with the belly full and also the spirits full. We can start working.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. And you mentioned another great word. I love words. Community. Tell me about the Byborg community.
Well, it's big, it's
Yeah,
huge.
it is.
That's very good. But this is something that we have in the office, at least it's every time we pass next to someone in the hallway, even if you are not from the same department or something like that, you say hello. Even you don't know the person, you say hello, of course. And whenever there is something, then you are sure that you can ask for the help of of your colleagues without a problem. So this is like the community that you feel supported by everyone around you, even if it's not from your own department, even if it's someone else, even if it's from from another office. So the support is there. And this is like a community. We are, all of us are different. We are people from all over the world. I'm Mexican with Hungarians. So we have people from all over the world. And yeah, we have community, of course. In the day to day, everybody is, sitting with your own team and having fun, but working, of course. But
Of course.
but if something is needed, yeah, of course. I mean, but why work cannot be fun? Uh, and yes, the community is there. So we help each other. We try to pursue the goals together. So this is a sense of community. I mean, we are part of the Bible.
Tribe. Yes, absolutely. I've noticed it too. I've noticed, if someone needs help with something on a project from someone who may not be directly working with them or on their team, that most of the time everyone's really eager and willing to help and support and jump in,
Mhm.
and I think that's great. And it does create a really positive, like you said, just community feel. Like even though this is a massive organization, like you said, there are people from all over the world, you know, um, there's still this feeling of we're still one big team and we all want each other to do well, because no matter what, when someone does well, we all do well.
Exactly. Exactly. We are pursuing the same goals. So why not pursuing them together?
Exactly. That's a great motto for the whole world, right?
Yes.
Why don't we just pursue peace and happiness together?
Yeah.
What is something that you're the most proud of when it comes to Byborg?
I'm really proud how we are like breaking these stigmas and all of this prejudice on the industry. And we are showing that this is something worth working in. This is something good for people, for humanity, not only for the entertainment, but also for the rest of the things we are giving to the people. This company, for example, like the connection, as we were talking about. So this is something that makes me very proud that somehow we are doing our part in order to help people. I know about models that, for example, they really come from a very humble family, from poor backgrounds, and then they can put, put food on the table. They can put the kids through university. They can perhaps start a business, like another business of their own. There are many, many stories like that, that it's not a single one. Even women that may not have a chance in the real world, outside of the industry, they make a career, they become businesswomen, and then they grow a lot as well. And it's very good. Their life is totally changed from coming from a very humble background, and then they become businesswomen. So this is very important. From members, I don't know that much, but I think that we are really helping in that, because if someone is alone and needing help, sometimes people don't like going like to psychologists and this kind of thing. It's like sometimes right now it's changing. If you tell someone that you have to go to therapy, they sometimes go. But in the past, it was also a bit stigmatized going to therapy. It was like, oh, so you're crazy. But I think that many of the members that are alone or that maybe need some psychological support, they come here and they find it, not strictly official psychological support, but they find friends. They have someone to listens to them, that reads them, that comforts them in a way, just to tell them like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? That's enough for many people. And that makes the difference for many people between a good day and a horrible day. So this is important. I don't really know one single case, but what I have seen in these 8 years is that this is helping. This is important.
The Kinsey Institute is studying Jasmine's user base and model base, and there is science to back up what you're saying as far as just these small gestures of connection that can really make a difference in someone's mental state, because we're wired for connection, we're wired for community and tribe. So if someone is feeling cut off from that, and then they get some sense of it, even if it is online, it does make a difference for them.
The models as well is very important. Sometimes they arrive to this page, to this platform, and they don't know themselves. They may not feel totally comfortable with their bodies, with their physical appearance. But whenever they start here and they start receiving compliments from the members, oh, you look so pretty today. That color looks very good on you. Those shoes are amazing. So this is also good because it empowers them to accept themselves as they are, because they know that someone out there will like them, and they know themselves. They happen to know their own capabilities, so they get empowered in this way, and I think that's great.
100%. And again, like, you're speaking with 8 years of insight into this industry. And I've interviewed models who have told me exactly that, when they have a legion of members that adore them, telling them how wonderful they are every day, it certainly boosts their confidence and their self-esteem. And that translates into other areas. Like you mentioned earlier, many of them have gone on to open really successful businesses, and become businesswomen. And even how it's set up to be a model and be successful, it is very much a business. Jasmine has been around for over 20 years. It's the industry leader.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think has made this company so successful?
Many factors, of course, but the first thing is the vision the company has, from the founders, from like to where to go next. So this is one of the first things, because they have been able to adapt and to keep this going on with all of these ideas, with all of these visions that have been keeping us here for a long time. I think that's an important one. Innovation. So we are always trying to innovate, to do things better, to do things in a different way, to be the leader and to show the way in which we should do things. And of course, quality, because it's very important we come back to the product, for a product to have quality. And if you have a product with quality, then the people is gonna want it, because wants to buy something like that is gonna break next day. So the quality is so very important. So I think that these three things are the most important, that have been keeping us here, and I hope that they will keep us here for a long time, because Jasmine is a good thing. It's helping and it's entertaining and it's good. So hope it's gonna keep us for a while.
What are some of your favorite aspects about your job and what you do?
For my job now, I love being with people. I love being around people, and I have the chance to be around many different kind of people. Here, the colleagues, of course, from my team, but also the models, the partners that we have. And I like all the different personalities, all the different cultural backgrounds, all the different languages. I am, as I said, I am in love with languages. I love languages, and having the chance to learn even one or two words, because I cannot learn all the languages in the world. I wish I could, but learning one or two words and tell them to them and see how their faces light up when I say hello in their language, and or I say thank you. It's very good. It's something that I like a lot. So being around people is something that fills me up. Uh, that's it.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, it seems that I speak a lot, but I don't. Actually, I speak English, I speak Spanish, and Hungarian. Those are the things, the three ones that I can say that I speak. I know some things in German, and I know some things in Russian, in Romanian. I'm trying to learn Portuguese now, some French. So I know bits of everything, but nothing that I can communicate, of course. Like one or two words, how to say hello, how to say thank you, things like that.
Yeah, but still 3 languages pretty fluently is still pretty impressive.
Thank you.
This is going to be probably a hard question because it's been 8 years with the company. But just the first thing that comes to mind, what is one of your favorite memories working with Byborg?
One of the Halloween parties that we had here in Byborg, that we were, I mean, employees, some partners were here, and our management, and we had a very good time for that night. And we had costumes, and we had some delicious food. We were dancing, and in a way we were working because we were with our partners, of course, but it was a very good memory for me to have this harmony. I felt harmony in that day, uh, feeling everybody at the same level. So employees, partners, management, everybody, we were at the same level, at the dance floor level. And so this is one of my favorite memories here in Byborg from the 8 years that I've been here.
I love how you said that. We were all at the same level, the dance floor level. That's great. Yeah. Just everyone celebrating and coming together and just focusing on, fun, but also because you've accomplished so much, you can have that moment to just enjoy.
Exactly. One of the best.
I love that. And yeah, if the Byborg events don't compare to anything else. I mean, that's if you don't know what we're talking about, just look some up on social media, some of the footage.
Yeah, all of these events, I don't know, they have soul.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So that I think that's why we enjoy them so much, or they look so good from over there. So
I'm curious if there's anything about Byborg, the industry, your job, your role that we haven't talked about, but you want to share.
I'm really thankful with Byborg for all of these 8 years, and also to the industry, because it really changed my mind and my horizon like 108 degrees, from the prejudices everyone had to this very nice and empowering environment. I'm also very thankful to the models, to the studios, to the members that are around on the page, that for everything. And of course, my colleagues, all the people around here, you, for this interview. It's something that fills me up.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tai.